Well, a new online threat is putting Wisconsinites at risk of sexual exploitation. Apps and websites are using artificial intelligence to turn innocent photos into so-called deepfake nudes.
Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson shows you exactly what lawmakers are doing to try to stop it.
Imagine if your daughter uploaded a fully clothed selfie to Instagram only to have someone else digitally undress her using generative AI. It's happening all across the country and right here in southeastern Wisconsin. Now, state lawmakers want to send a message. It's not a joke, it's a crime.
My innocence was stripped away.
She was just 14 when Elliston Berry's naked body appeared on Snapchat.
It was really embarrassing and shameful, especially because I'm just a freshman and everyone is seeing these intimate images of me.
Only it wasn't really her body. A male classmate had taken an image the Texas teen posted to Instagram, then used an AI undressing app like this one to strip away her clothes, not to mention her dignity.
I felt responsible and began to blame myself and was ashamed to tell my parents despite doing nothing wrong.
A growing number of teens like Barry are being subjected to so-called deepfake nudes.
They're unbelievably realistic.
And Marquette computer science professor Michael Zimmer says there's almost nothing you can do to prevent them.
You could tell your kids don't post things on social media, but then there might be a picture of them at a basketball game or a picture from a family event or who knows what.
For decades, he says, photo editing software has allowed those who are tech savvy to fabricate explicit images. Now, AI does all the work.
The realism, the instant ability to do this, you don't have to have your computer run overnight to process an image. It happens just with the click of a button.
To demonstrate without victimizing a real person, we photographed a mannequin, then used an AI undressing app to strip away the clothes. It didn't take hours, it took seconds. And while we can't show you the resulting image without these black bars, you get the point.
These AI models have learned from millions of images what bodies look like, and they're basically guessing what this shape of a person would look like if they weren't wearing anything.
We're intentionally not naming any of the apps or websites that do this, but one AI tracking website claims the 15 most popular sites have more than 56 million active users combined.
It's kind of an arms race. A lot of the app stores have been trying to remove these platforms, but the websites still exist.
And there's a good chance your kids already know about them.
Yeah, there's a very good chance, unfortunately.
Melissa Strobel is Vice President of Research and Insights at Thorn, a nonprofit that surveyed 1,200 teens and young adults about deepfake nudes. 1 out of every 8 surveyed said they knew someone already who'd been targeted by deepfakes, and 1 in 17 said they had been victims themselves.
That's the size of a high school classroom.
When young people create intimate deepfakes, she says it's often out of curiosity.
It was somebody they had a crush on, and they thought that this was an acceptable way to explore that crush.
Or sometimes revenge.
Because they didn't appreciate the genuine harm and risk.
It happened in Milwaukee's North Shore last fall when a pair of 13-year-old girls at Mapledale School posted fully clothed photos online. One, a selfie taken in a restroom, the other from the girl's bat mitzvah. According to a search warrant filed by Bayside Police, a 13-year-old male classmate used AI to undress the girls in both photos, then shared the fabricated images on Snapchat.
The experience of having someone look at a sexual depiction of yourself is not a fake experience.
Deepfakes have been a focus for First Lady Melania Trump.
The well-being of our children is central to our future of our families and America.
On May 19th, President Trump signed the Take It Down Act into law.
It's a big thing, very important, so horrible what takes place.
I was told all 2,400 students in my high school had seen these images.
Inspired by Elliston Berry, the new law makes creation and distribution of intimate deepfakes a federal crime, and it requires websites and social media platforms to remove non-consensual intimate images within 48 hours upon a victim's request.
I think a lot of these cases go unreported.
But in Wisconsin, Aaron Karshen says the law still needs to catch up.
There just isn't a great fit for it in the law right now because it's such a new technology that we hadn't seen before.
She prosecutes sensitive crimes in Milwaukee and says AI images can be just as damaging to victims as real ones.
They have this kind of perpetual anxiety, which is devastating to people. So I think the impact on the victim would be the same if it was a picture that was captured of their body or a modified picture.
38 states, including Wisconsin, have already passed new laws that protect children from deepfake nudes. But among those states, Wisconsin is one of just 4 that has yet to ban them for adults.
Current law does not take into account deepfake technology.
State Assemblyman Brent Jacobson is teaming up with Senator Andre Jacques to change that. Their bill would make it a felony to share or publish an intimate deepfake of an identifiable person of any age without that person's consent, but only if it was done with the intent to coerce, harass, or intimidate the victim.
The message of this legislation is clear. Don't do it. This is something that is going to not only ruin somebody else's life, but ruin your own when you get caught.
The bill unanimously passed in the state Senate, but in the Assembly.
Can it be legally circulated, maybe as a joke or as for educational purposes?
Representative Darren Madison raised concerns.
Young people being funneled into our criminal legal system, ending up as sex offenders for life and so on.
There's arguments to say that this is speech, that I should have the ability to create things on my computer in the privacy of my home without the government, interfering or monitoring.
Sort of an artistic freedom.
Artistic freedom.
Professor Zimmer says that kind of freedom is not absolute, especially when the fake images are published or shared without consent.
There still are harms there.
This kind of stuff really isn't a joke anymore.
In the end, experts on online child safety say awareness is crucial.
We don't want people thinking that you can modify an image, make it look like somebody is naked, and it's just not a big deal.
When it comes to lasting psychological harm,
Creating a deepfake nude of someone is not a joke. It is not harmless.
there's nothing artificial about it.
It is already a felony in Wisconsin to capture an image of nudity without a person's consent. Senator Jacques' bill would expand that to include deepfakes, computer-generated images. But it would only apply if the person posting or sharing the image knew the person depicted did not give consent, and if the image was so realistic that a reasonable person would believe it depicted actual conduct. The amended bill passed the Senate 33-0, bipartisan, unanimous, but now it awaits action in the state assembly. In the newsroom, Brian Polson, Fox 6 Investigators.
Extremely interesting.
Yeah, eye-opening.